Alright boys, back in the video, and today we're talking about why Kristaps Porzingis wants out of the Dallas Mavericks and where he sort of should go after this disagreement with the Dallas Mavericks. So what's up? My name is JC. If you guys like the video, drop it down below, press the subscribe button, and let's get into the video. So I think it's pretty clear that everyone knows that Kristaps Porzingis was basically frustrated by the fact that he was sort of looked at as someone that was playing behind Luka instead of a co-star. So that's what led to him being frustrated and him basically being frustrated with the whole Dallas Mavericks front office. So this kind of signals that A, he's going to get traded, or B, going to get looked to get traded in the offseason, or C, just basically not get traded, because I've seen some posts and some IG posts today saying, and there a lot of teams were basically scared to make some trade packages for Kristaps Porzingis, because obviously he's someone that's making a ton of money. I'm not too sure what he's making right now. I'll actually look that up. And there's some injury concerns for Kristaps Porzingis too. You know, obviously injuring that, I want to say it was an ACL, and then basically not being healthy this whole season, and being basically trashed this postseason against the Clippers. Yeah, so there's like a lot of concerns with Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, he signed a 5-year, $158 million deal with the Dallas Mavericks, so basically an annual salary of 31 mil. So that's pretty bad, but yeah, I don't know if teams would actually want to go for Kristaps Porzingis. I mean, obviously we know what he can do. He can stretch the floor. He's a good, I guess, defensive player in the paint. He can rebound when he wants to, but not all the time. But we all know what he can do. We all know what the type of caliber he is, but at this point in his career, I mean, like, what can he sort of provide to a team that needs help? I mean, he has injury problems. I mean, last season he was out for majority of the season. He's been absolutely injury prone. I mean, over the season, averaging 20 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. He's been pretty good this season. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he's been absolutely amazing. Been putting up some pretty good stats. I mean, over the season, he's been averaging basically 37% from 3 and 47% from the field, which is pretty great for this season. I mean, last season he shot 42% from the field and 35% from 3. I mean, he's a career 36% shooter from 3, which is pretty good. You know, someone that can stretch the floor as a basically 4, and a good stretch 4 for someone that needs it. But a lot of injury concerns and a lot of money issues there. But I think the Dallas Mavericks should look to trade him, man. I mean, obviously he hasn't been good this postseason. What they need is definitely someone that can score up beside Luka Doncic, a co-star that's actually a co-star, not someone that's going to play behind him. You know, I've been seeing some rumors, well, not necessarily rumors, but some maybe like trade packages going around. I mean, getting DeMar DeRozan, obviously he's a free agent, but also getting like Mike Conley, who can score the ball but also play make. John Wall, I seen Swagy's video. If you guys want to check him out, I'll put his channel in the link, but in the description. But he said basically John Wall for Porzingis, which is pretty interesting. I mean, they both on pretty bad contracts, especially for John Wall. I mean, making 41 mil for 2 years. I want to say next year making, I don't know what it is, but I think it's like 44 mil. But a John Wall for Porzingis trade straight up wouldn't work. I mean, obviously we just gotta add some like salary fillers in there, maybe some picks. But John Wall to the Dallas Mavericks is definitely an interesting duo with Luka Doncic. I mean, with John Wall, with his playmaking and his driving ability, I mean, they could play right beside each other pretty well. I mean, John Wall's passing ability is still pretty underrated. I mean, he can still pass the ball if he wants to. He was pretty down year for his assists, but John Wall, as a playmaker, as a primary ball handler on the Dallas Mavericks, would be pretty good. I mean, it would take some pressure off of Luka on the offense, and just basically get Luka some rest. I mean, off the floor. When he's on the floor, John Wall can come in, basically hold down the offense, you know, be that facilitator that they need. And then when John Wall's off, obviously Luka does his Luka's thing. So they definitely could go for John Wall, but I think they need a true point guard. I mean, Luka, as good as he is, I think he's more of like a 2 or a 3, not a point guard. So they need a playmaker. They also need someone that can score the ball. I think they should go for DeMar DeRozan in the offseason. You know, as good as TSJ is, I mean, he's not on the same level as DeMar DeRozan. I mean, although DeRozan's 32, I think he could help them win next year. I mean, he's been absolutely amazing this year. You know, obviously, I mean, he definitely had an off season from last year, but pretty good stats all around. I mean, if I look up his stats right now, it should be pretty good. I mean, honestly, like DeMar DeRozan, he's probably like one of the most underrated players today, or well, this season. I mean, he's been pretty good. You know, averaging 22 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists. Really good stats from DeMar DeRozan. Over the season, he's been averaging 25% from 3, which is absolutely horrible. But you know, he's obviously known for his mid-range, you know, getting 50% from the field, which is absolutely great. So they should go for DeMar DeRozan in the offseason. They should also go for someone that can come off the bench. I mean, they really need a bench type of player. Eric Gordon was actually a really interesting piece to this Dallas Mavericks team because he provides scoring off the bench, gives them some defense. So I really think they should go for Eric Gordon too. I mean, honestly, like they gotta choose either John Wall or Eric Gordon because obviously they're gonna have to pay Luka Doncic a max. I don't know what's gonna be, but he's gonna be getting a huge contract. So they should choose between Eric Gordon or John Wall to get in this offseason because obviously they're on bad contracts, both of them. So they definitely should prioritize a bench too because their bench is absolutely decimated. No Jalen Brunson, Dwight Powell, what's his face, Maxi Kleber. I mean, they need a bench. Like that's facts. They need a bench. And like that's basically it. I mean, like the coaching staff is pretty okay. I mean, Rick Carlisle, as bad as he did this postseason, I still like him. Coach Carlisle is pretty okay, man. I mean, there were some weird sets. I mean, they did run a 2-3 zone, which is what I like from Coach Carlisle. Definitely making the adjustment from going from man-to-man to 2-3 zone. But if they don't win it within like the next 2 to 3 years, I mean, it might be a change in coaching staff. So they need to prioritize a playmaker. Basically, DeMar DeRozan would be a really good piece. I mean, if they're going to trade Kristaps Porzingis, I mean, they should get a rim protecting center and then basically a bench. So those are the 3/4 priorities that they need to go for. DeRozan, like I feel like that should be their main piece. Free agency is going to be really, really important for them because they don't have any picks this year. So they might as well go for the free agency market, get some picks. Not picks, get some players that can actually help them. Trade Kristaps Porzingis, or at least try to trade him. Look around and see who wants him, and hopefully that they can get it done. I mean, this Dallas Mavericks team definitely has a lot of talent. Luka Doncic, I mean, THJ, good player. Jalen Brunson off the bench. You know, I'm not too sold on Brunson, but I definitely think he could be a good piece for this team. And that's basically it. I mean, Luka Doncic, absolutely amazing player, man. Definitely one of my favorites this year. So they definitely should not waste his prime when he's in his prime right now. I mean, he's only 22 years old too, so the window for him to win a ring is really open. He's considering that he's only 22. So that's my take on the Dallas Mavericks, and hopefully they do make some moves in the offseason. So that's the end of the video. If you guys like the video, drop it down below, press the subscribe button, and I'm out. Peace.